Yo, guys, welcome back to Undefeated at Locals. Once again, Marvin and Edgar here doing another character kit review. Who do we got today, Edgar?
Today we're doing Dabi 3. He's looking pretty good. We did our last review. We ended up seeing not too many cards that we liked.
Yeah, a few were in there, but mostly Best Units was kind of a dud for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see where Dabi takes us. First off, we have the character.
Yeah, guys, as you can see, 6 hand size, 28 health, chaos, fire, and evil. Some pretty cool symbols for Dabi, of course. Enhance, your rival makes a check against a 5. If they fail, reveal the top card of your deck. Enhance, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed for each check your rival has made during this attack. And response, we have after your attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. So super themed there, obviously. We're Dabi, we're a burn deck, we have fire, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
What do we think about it, Edgar?
So I actually think this card will be played. Not as commonly as certain other staples, but you will see him up there just because he has that check effect, which isn't terrible. It's not as good as Shiggy 3, but it's got its own flavor to it. You'll see in his card text. Not to mention he gives speed and he burns. He burns you. So I think he will be played.
Sometimes a +1/+1. Yeah, I can see it. I'm not super like pilled on Dabi 3 currently. I think this character is just like worse Shigaraki 3. I don't see why you'd play this over Shigaraki 3. So I think this is going to be the first time we disagree, huh?
Yeah. So this one's going to be no consensus.
Yeah, no consensus on this guy. We're undivided here. You'll have to tell us if me or Edgar are correct on this guy in the comments. So let's
Yeah,
get into
yeah.
his kit now.
All right. First up, his first attack, we have Blue Flame Immolation. This is a 5 diff +2 high block, 4 high for 5. It has enhanced card pool, lose 1 health. Your rival checks against a 5. If they fail, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. And then deadlock response card pool. After you lose health, to pay a cost, your rival loses 1 health. What do you
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
this?
So when I first read this card, I was super mid on it, right? It's a 5 diff, it's a 2 high block, which is pretty decent. 4 high for 5, so very basic stats. I was very mid on this card, but then you read that it's a card pool enhanced,
Right,
right?
right.
So this is going to work 4 or 5 times a turn for some characters. And I think that is probably good enough, right? It is probably good enough to make your rival make several checks. It's not such a good ability that they're going to want to commit out their board for it. But like if they check a 4, maybe it's just now a stun 1 for each enhance, and
Yeah.
that's definitely good enough.
Yeah, I feel the same. Especially in the symbols that it's playing out to. I think we're going to see this a lot in like fire decks.
Yeah, for sure. Any like Tokiyami out there is just trying to like get as many free stats as they can.
Yeah.
Same with like yeah. There's just a ton of characters that can use this card.
Yeah, so verdict is going to be playable on this one. We're
Yeah, very
probably going to see
playable.
this one played in the higher end games. Next up, we have his Blue Flame Torment.
Yeah, his ultra rare guys. This card looks so sick. 5 diff, 2 mid block, 5 low for 5. So we're already kind of overstated here. Response card pool. Discard 1 momentum. After your rival makes a check, it gets -2. Failing that check will not end the combat phase. Pretty solid ability in and of itself. Enhance, your rival checks against a 6. If they fail this attack gets +1 damage, and your next check to play an attack gets +1. You may play this enhanced 2 times this enhanced step. What do we think about this guy?
Yeah, this one's sick. I
Yeah.
really like this card. So the response flip effect on it is okay. The enhance twice is really good, I feel like.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just making your rival make those checks, giving your next check potentially +2 is insane. Me and Edgar discussed this. At worst, this card just stun twos your opponent.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
very worst, this is a 5 diff, 5 low for 5 with printed stun two.
Yeah, this is just Haymaker with better stats.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yep. So this one is going to be playable, guys. We have full consensus on this one.
Yeah,
You
you
will
will see
also be
this at
seeing
the
this
top
one in play.
tables. Yeah, let's get
Moving
them
on.
torments in.
What do we got here?
4 diff plus 3 eye block burn combo, guys. This is a 2 low for 4. Enhance your rival checks against a 6. If they fail this attack and your next attack get +2 speed. How do we feel about this guy, Edgar?
This one, this one doesn't do it for me. Its stats are low. Its bonus isn't good enough. It's a bad block.
Yeah. Being
Um,
a bad block is like rough on attacks.
yeah. So everything about this card, like maybe you see it in the Dabi threes,
Yeah, for
but
sure. If we see them, maybe he
yeah,
wants his off zone attack.
outside of that, I don't see this one ending up at the top
I
tables.
agree. I think the best part of this card is that it's a low, and that's just not good enough. We have plenty of low
Yeah,
attacks.
this could be tongue whip, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. We got plenty of lows. Yeah, no,
yeah,
not good enough.
yeah. So unplayable, guys.
Unplayable.
This
Not
one's
gonna
not
see
great.
it.
Next up on the docket, we have Quick Burn. It's a 4 diff plus 2 low block, 4 mid for 4. It has enhanced name a card type, reveal the top card of your deck. If the card matches the name card type, add it to your momentum. Then villain enhance, your rival's next check this enhanced step gets -2. And on top of that, we have powerful 3. What do you think about this guy?
I'm not super into it. I'm not gonna lie. It's just another mid attack. We already see so many mid attacks in the meta, and there's better ones than Quick Burn, right?
Yep.
Its top enhance most often is probably like you're gonna end up naming Foundation, right? You're gonna end up naming, or like you're gonna math out your deck. You're gonna name like the highest percentage card left remaining, and sometimes we're just going to see an attack instead, not add it to our momentum, and then check a 3. It's like very much a worse destined ability there, and then its villain enhance just doesn't cut it in general, right?
Yeah. The best text on this card is powerful 3, and that doesn't cut it on a 4 mid.
Yep, nope,
So
definitely not.
So yeah, unplayable, guys. We are not going to be seeing this one most likely. There's maybe a fringe case, but
Yeah, no 4 mid for 4s coming your way.
yeah. Next up, so we're gonna move on to his foundations, guys. Next up, guys, we have Activating Hood. Activating Hood is a 2 diff foundation plus 2 high block. It says enhance mill 1. Your rival checks against a 6. If they fail, commit this card, and this attack gets +2 damage. Then it has villain enhance tenacious. Flip your next check to play a card gets +1. How do we think this works?
So, I think this card is very good with a very big asterisk, right? This card is insane as long as we go back and adjust all of the traits, as long as every villain in sets 1 through 5 gain the villain trait, right? If we gain the villain trait, this is high value target on our turn. Like this 2 diff is actually 2 foundations to pass our checks for attacks,
Yep.
and that's insane. Would I play high value target if it worked on an attack? Yes, I already play it as on defense. Of course,
Yeah.
I would play
Yep.
it as an offensive ability.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as that errata takes place, right? Yeah, because right now this card works
With
on
a few
a handful of
characters that we
characters.
know
Yeah.
of, yeah,
Uh,
that would be very bad.
so if that errata comes through, this will be pretty playable in a lot of decks.
Yeah. So I think the
Um,
consensus is that it is playable. You will see it at top decks. No move getting this is insane.
yeah,
So
yeah,
many characters will just break this card.
yeah. Next up, what do we got here?
We have his spam. We have a 1 diff plus 3 mid block, fiery confrontation. Response flip. After your rival makes a check to play an attack or action, that check gets -1. Failing this will not end the combat phase. What do we think about this guy?
Uh, this one I think will be played. This one, especially on the evil symbol, you have so many ways to force a check
Absolutely.
throughout a turn.
Evil's just trying to annoy a rival. This
Yeah.
works into that very well.
So I think that at the end of the day, this just becomes a sort of an annoyance maybe like an attack reset,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Like maybe we discard a card. Yeah,
Yeah.
big dicks play back guy haymaker on a 5, check a 3. How about you check a 2? Did you want stun 2? Did you want to draw a card,
Yeah, yeah.
or do you want to commit 4 for me? You
Yeah,
know,
and
like
not to mention it works both in the early of the attack run. If they check that 3
yeah,
early, if
yeah.
they
If
check
they
that
check it
3 on
late,
their
maybe
third
we
Texas
end their
smash, yeah.
attack run. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I do think this is a very balanced card. We're going to be seeing this.
Yeah, for sure. It's a spam. Yeah, consensus is very playable. You will see the one diff -1 check at the top tables.
Yep, yep. Next up, we have League Handler. Besides the kind of sussy look, we have a 3 diff foundation that checks a 4. Uh, it's got a +2 mid block. It's got response, rival's turn, remove. After your rival makes a check, that check gets -X. X equals the number of checks that they have made this combat phase. Failing the check will not end the combat phase. It's also got Deadlock Breaker 2, and it's unique. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah. So for me, I don't think this card is going to be very good. I just don't think being able to not into the combat phase, I just don't think it's going to cut it. Again, against like good decks that are drawing 14 cards a turn, I don't think you're ever going to see an opponent at top tables that doesn't purposely play into this card, right? They know what they're doing. You're going to discard their Texas Smash, and they're going to have 3 more Texas Smash in their hand. Same thing with like things like Overhaul. This makes Overhaul like probably like maybe commit 3 or 4. I just don't personally think that's good enough.
Yeah, on the inverse, I do think this is playable. I think this falls into the same category as something like Decoy Duplicate. It is your one-out defense, and like it doesn't end the combat phase. Sure, you're gonna make Overhaul commit some foundations, but that's better than not. And on the symbols that we have, unless you're playing all-out attack, you don't have a whole lot of defensive choices. On fire, especially, there's very few. So I do think this will show up, not maybe not in main boards, but I do think we'll see an amount of it in sideboards. I do think we're going to see this one played.
Conflict, guys. Once again, verdicts, no
No
consensus.
consensus.
Let us know in the comments who's right. What do you think about this 3 difference?
Next up, what do we got?
Got another spam, of course. We're on Evil Fire. We're going to just have every spam. 1 diff, 3 low block, no remorse. Checks a 5 here. Enhanced flip. If your rival has made 3 or more checks this turn, draw 1 card. What do we think about this guy?
Uh, your rival's always going to make 3 or more checks.
They sure are. We're definitely trying to make them block 3 attacks. They're trying to play 3 attacks.
Yeah, the magic number on this is pretty good, and for that to draw a card, I think this is really good. It's not nearly as restrictive as other cards. It's
Absolutely.
not easily excited. It's
Yeah.
not
Okay, yeah, excited for blood.
yeah
Yeah.
excited for blood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have to damage our rival. This is just something that's going to happen naturally in the game state, right?
yep,
If they're not doing this, we're just as happy, right? If
yeah,
they haven't
yeah,
made 3 checks, I'm probably killing you anyway. So,
yeah. So playable, guys. Yeah, we were definitely going to see this one in play on all
absolutely.
of its
This is a
symbols.
spam. It's a low block option. Like it's a +3, but we still defend with those
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
It's a +3 that draws you a card.
Yeah,
So
very, very solid.
so that is his entire kit, guys. Out of the whole kit, 5 out of 9 we had
Yeah,
consensus
yeah,
being playable.
that's super good, especially since the character was the weak point in our argument.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think this kit's super solid. It adds so much more to like the evil and fire symbol. We and chaos needed it, guys.
yeah. Chaos is they're doing
Come
fine.
on, UVS, give the little guy a chance. But yeah, Fire and Evil definitely needed this glow up here.
Mhm.
Fire has been out of the game, like out of the meta game for far too long, and I think his kit honestly might bring that symbol straight back into the light.
Yeah, I agree. That's you know kind of the hopes for the rest of the set, right? Is that we
Yeah,
see some
just
more of
see
these
some
symbols get some
crazy
love.
5, 6 out of 9 cards that are
Yep.
decent. Yeah, guys, that's Dabi. Catch us in our next character review here. We'll be giving you guys the scoop on everybody.
Peace.